So now I'm going to talk about the technology aspect, starting off with the Google Productivity Suite. Docs and slides and sheets are typical of most productivity software. With Docs, they can do reports or create outlines or write notes or create journals and then monitor their writing progress as they improve. And then with slides, they can create presentations such as biographies or cultural presentations such as festivals or holidays. They could also create student-led lesson plans, and they can be the ones teaching the class instead of the teacher always teaching. And then sheets, students could take surveys and then record the results of those surveys using sheets, and they could also do math problems in the world language and kind of use that basically for recording data. The nice thing about Google Suites, though, is that they can collaborate very easily and they don't even have to be in the same room when they do that. And then concept mapping, this one was actually the least favorite thing that we did. Mostly just using Google Drive. I found it to be a little annoying, having to get the lines and everything. If I wanted to resize something, it kind of threw everything off. So for me, concept mapping is something just better doing with pen and paper. I did use my concept map. I went back to it quite a few times while creating my lesson plan. So I do think concept mapping is good, just maybe not on the computer. Flipgrid, that's one that's very commonly used in the world language classroom. Teachers love using it for speaking, especially that way students don't have to stand in front of the class and they're less intimidated. They can do solo projects, they can collaborate and do conversations together and record those, or students can respond to each other's videos. So it's very interactive. It can be used from the very beginning all the way up through AP courses and beyond. Then Adobe Spark, I did like that it was very simple for students to use, so that way they're not going to spend too much time focusing on the tiny details that they could spend hours and hours on that aren't really the point of the lesson. Storyboard, that was also really good. That's great for students can create dialogue with it, and topics can be endless. The only thing I didn't like is that it was limited to only 3 slides in the free thing, so you'd have to make sure that your school subscribed to it if you were actually wanting to use it. And then, let's see, on to Chatterpix. I really liked watching other teachers do Chatterpix, and I was going to do that for this, but then I realized that it was only 30 seconds, and that was not going to be near long enough. And then on to StoryJumper. That's also great for creating narratives. They can recreate fairy tales, or they can tell stories about their childhood and other things. And then I'm going to move on to Assistive Tech in the next one.
Created using Powtoon.